Ja, auch so kann christliche Musik klingen. Zu ihrem 20-jährigen Jubiläum haben wir die amerikanische Band Disciple getroffen. Der Name bedeutet auf Deutsch Jünger. Sehen sich die Bandmitglieder selbst als Jünger?
Absolutely. Disciples just means follower of Christ, and that's exactly what we want to encourage people to do. Not just, it's more than just believing Jesus. It's actually, following Him, and that's for sure what we started this band for, and why it exists.
Dabei erreichen die Jungs aus Tennessee nicht nur harte Rocker.
We started this band, we wanted to reach people who like rock music, which is majority like teenage guys. That's who like rock music. But you'll be surprised that if you come to a Disciple show, you'll see like 65-year-old guys, 7-year-old girls, and everything in between. So I really don't know who likes this Disciple anymore. It's just a wide variety of people. I think in Phoenix, Arizona, one time there was an 80-year-old lady, and I said, "Hey, you might want to bring your earplugs." And she said, "Heck no, I'm here. I've got your last." She's like, "I've got your last 6 albums. I'm here to sing every song with you." I'm like, "This is weird. You're 80."
Bei der Christmas Rock Night in Ennepetal hielt der Sänger Kevin eine Predigt. Sie handelte davon, dass Gottes Gebote keine Last sind, sondern uns helfen sollen.
When Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and they had only one law to obey, and that was the most free that they would ever be in their life. They had maximum freedom whenever they were under God's protection. But then whenever they broke this one law, all of a sudden there came guilt, there came shame, they began to run and hide from God and all this kind of stuff. And it was a matter of trust, like God was saying, "Hey, don't do this." But then Satan came and said, or God said, "Don't do this or you'll die." And then Satan came and said, "He's like, you're not really going to die." So the whole issue was a matter of trust. And I'm talking really fast, I'm sorry. So it has always been about trust. It's always been about what you're going to believe. If God says, "Hey, trust me, wait until you're married to have sex," you're like, "Oh, I can't trust you on that, God. I mean, that's not going to be." He's like, "Seriously, that's the best way, because if you get outside of that, there's going to be guilt, shame. You're going to be running from God and trying to, your freedom. You lose your freedom." But in His law, because see, most of the time we look at His law, we're like, "Oh, God's law. He tells me not to do this. He tells me not to do that, and it's just breaking me down. I can't have fun. I can't do this thing. I can't do that thing." I mean, it's like God's always getting in the way of my life. But actually it's the exact opposite, that God doesn't give His laws to people that don't belong to Him. It's like when you have a dog and you give your dog rules, or you have children, you give your children rules. You give them those rules because you love them. And if they stay within those rules, they are the most protected and the most free when they stay within those rules.
Auf Tour kommt Kevin immer wieder mit Jugendlichen ins Gespräch. Was erzählt er ihnen?
I actually ask them questions more than I tell them anything, and listen, because one thing I found out from this one kid who was cutting, I asked him, I said, why do you cut yourself? And he said, "It's because I feel like nobody's listening to me and I feel invisible." The only thing I can really do is just point them to Christ in that situation, and just be their friend and be there for them, and know that just accept them. Hi, I'm Kevin.
I'm Tim.
I'm Brad.
I'm Travis.
And we're Disciple.
Disciple.